Professor Monty, let's look at some products of radical terms. Okay, so when we do these, we're going to multiply all the same way we've been doing throughout algebra. We just see that, oh, if I have radicals, it looks a little different. We may have some simplifications to do. So let's get started looking at a couple examples. So I've got square root of 3 times 4 plus square root of 3. And I'm just using the distributive property here. So I multiply through. This 4 is not inside the square root. This 3 is inside. So when I multiply it, I just get 4 root 3. But over here when I multiply, these are both inside, so I multiply them together. Square root of 3 times square root of 3 is the square root of 9, which that can simplify to 3. So I get 4 root 3 plus 3. That can't simplify. I can't combine these because they're not like terms. This would have to be 3 root 3 or something root 3 in order to add to this. They're not. That's as far as I can go. All right, let's look at this one over here. Now we've got a binomial times a binomial. Well, we have to FOIL it out. So I'm going to multiply the firsts together. Remember, stuff outside gets multiplied together. There's nothing to multiply that 5 by, maybe a 1 if you want to think of it that way. But the square root of 2 times square root of 2 is the square root of 4. Multiply out that way. Now I multiply, I get minus 5 times 2 is 10, 2 times 3 is 6 inside the radical. Multiply those together. And then this way I'm going to get 3 root 6. Okay, the 3 times 2, those are both inside, so multiply together. And then here, minus 6 root 9. All right, let's see what I can do from here. Notice, square root of 4, I know. This is just 5 times 2. That's a 10. This one over here is 6 times 3. That's 18. And so I'll just pull these out. Notice these are like terms. Negative 10 root 6 plus 3 root 6. Well, essentially I get negative 7 root 6, however you get to that, but negative 10 plus 3 is negative 7. They're like terms of root 6. So minus 7 root 6. This was a minus 18. Well, so now I can put the 10 minus 18 together, get negative 8, minus 7 root 6. And again, not like terms, that's as far as I can go. All right, one last problem I want to do, and it tricks students up sometimes. I've got 7 minus the square root of 5 quantity squared. Some students like to say, oh, it's that squared and that squared. It's 49 minus 5. No, it's not 49 minus 5. I can't distribute an exponent across addition or subtraction. I have to FOIL this out. This really means 7 minus root 5 times 7 minus root 5. It's not a very good 5. Let's erase that. Put a 5 in. So now I'm going to FOIL again. Again, this was FOIL. Let's put that up there in case anybody didn't follow. First, outside, inside, last. Same thing here. 7 times 7 is 49. 7 times negative root 5 is negative 7 root 5. Notice outside the square root. I can't multiply by something inside the square root. They have to stay separate this way. Minus another 7 root 5. Oops. And then, that was not very good. And then this way, plus, negative times a negative is positive, root 25. Again, first, outside, inside, last. Well, this simplifies to a 5. Now I have 49 plus 5, 54. And these are like terms, negative 7 root 5 and another negative 7 root 5 is negative 14 root 5. Notice they don't change from root 5 to something else. Just like negative 7x minus 7x would be negative 14x, not negative 14x squared. So I don't do anything crazy with the square root of 5. It just stays square root of 5. I just talk about how many I have. And then again, not like terms. Don't do 54 minus 14 because that's not just a 14. It's 14 root 5. So this is not like terms with that. I can only combine those if this is 54 root 5 and that's negative 14 root 5. So that's as far as I can go. Don't get caught up, but don't fall for the trap of trying to square each of these individually. We would have got the 49 plus 5, 54, but we would have lost this negative 14 root 5. So be careful, but remember we're just using the same properties of algebra we've been using before. Distributive property, FOILing things out, combining like terms. All right, be careful, work at it, and you'll get better and better.